You're someone who's tried hard. You've set big goals, made plans, probably even made detailed to-do lists. You care about doing well, about making progress, about creating a life that feels meaningful. And yet, every time you set a goal, something happens. You get stuck in perfectionism. You push yourself to the brink of burnout, maybe without realizing it. Or maybe you just freeze, overwhelmed by the weight of it all. You start with good intentions, but somewhere along the way, the goal becomes a source of stress and guilt and shame. If that sounds familiar, it isn't a character flaw or a lack of willpower. It's a sign that the way you're setting goals, or even the way you're thinking about them, needs to shift. I want to show you how to set goals that actually support your well-being, your motivation, and your progress, without triggering cycles of perfectionism and burnout. Because goal setting isn't supposed to feel like a trap. It's supposed to feel like a guide to the best version of yourself. So let's firstly talk about why goal setting so often backfires. Most of us learn to set goals in a way that's very outcome focused and rigid. Think about school or work. You get a target, a grade, a deadline, a quota, and it's treated as non-negotiable. You're either successful or failing. This is like a pressure cooker environment where the goal becomes a test of your worth. You start measuring yourself by whether you achieve perfectly or not, and anything less than perfect feels like failure. And when you operate under this all or nothing mindset, perfectionism will sneak in, and so you push too hard to avoid failure, which leads to burnout. Or when the pressure feels unbearable, you might freeze and avoid taking action at all. That's burnout's quieter cousin. It's exhaustion mixed with paralysis. So this way of goal setting is fundamentally extrinsic. It relies on things outside of yourself, external validation, deadlines, and rigid standards that don't leave room for a growth process. Another myth that's keeping you stuck is believing that motivation and willpower alone will get us through these hurdles of goal setting. If you could just try harder or be more disciplined, everything would work out, right? But this ignores a crucial truth. Willpower is a finite resource, and motivation isn't a switch you flip on or off. It's wonderful when it happens, when you have those bursts of inspiration, but they're not something you can force into existence. And when your goals trigger that perfectionism or burnout, it's often because you're overwhelmed, your nervous system is overwhelmed, and trying to push harder is only going to make it worse. Rather, sustainable goal progress depends on how you relate to the goal and how you create safety and permission for yourself along the way. If you're already noticing the weight of perfectionism and the way it drags you down, I have something for you that might help. I created a free resource called the Self-Discovery Workbook. It walks you through practical steps to create goals that are aligned with your values and that are realistic for where you are right now, not just a list of what you need to do. It's designed to help you build motivation without pressure, to set boundaries, and to reconnect with why the goal matters to you. If this sounds like what you need, you can grab your free copy right now. Just check the link in the description below. Now let's get into the practical mindset shifts, the good stuff, and the framework for setting goals that doesn't trigger perfectionism. You need to give yourself permission to move at your own pace and make adjustments. It doesn't mean that you're not going to accomplish what you need to, just that the way you get there isn't strict yes or no. Goals aren't contracts that you have to obey perfectly. They're flexible guides. The distance between where you are now and where you want to be is flexible, but you can still get to where you want to be without following that to-do list to a T. When you give yourself permission to fail, experiment, and try again, you take away the all or nothing stakes that fuel perfectionism. Instead of fixating on hitting some kind of number or deadline, focus on why the goal matters to you. Instead of, I must lose 10 pounds by next month, reframe it as, I want to feel more energized in my body. And then you go into, okay, well, how do I want to get there, and how will I know when I'm getting there? Which can result in that weight loss. This subtle shift helps you see the goal as motivating and meaningful, not just a task or a punishment or something you should be doing. Because also, big goals feel overwhelming when all you're looking at is the finish line. So break them into small, doable actions that feel meaningful and satisfying in and of themselves. I call these minimum viable actions. So let's say you have a big task to do, like clean the entire kitchen. A minimum viable action within that is unload the dishwasher. But wait, there are more minimum viable actions in that, starting with take out one dish. Okay, take take out the next dish, and so on. Okay, I'm gonna put one back in. And so even if you have a moment where you genuinely can't go on, if you're spiraling or you're extremely stressed or exhausted and you want to go pass out, you still did the thing you said you were going to do, which was one of those small actions inside of the bigger project. Celebrate the progress then, not the result. You're proving to yourself that you can trust yourself. And so you're going to associate the bigger project that's pretty daunting of cleaning the kitchen with something positive, which is I can break it up into smaller things that I can trust myself to do. Now, sustainable progress depends on balance. Schedule rest days and breaks to honor your need for recovery. The balance here is between the trinary system of work, rest, and play. You can't try to heal the relationship with work without also honoring the other two. This isn't laziness, it's how we're literally built to function. And when setbacks happen, because they will, respond with kindness, or if that's too hard, neutrality. Because as soon as you start going back to those patterns of shaming yourself and judging yourself, your nervous system gets sent into fight or flight mode. If you stay neutral, then you can put aside the emotion and logically determine, okay, that's what I did. I wasn't happy with that choice, but what can I do moving forward? And this reminds you that growth is a process, not some kind of perfect outcome. So one of the important things here is to be able to tune into your natural rhythms and energy levels. I'm not saying that you're only going to be able to do anything when you're high energy, but knowing how you can adapt depending on where you are during the day, again, reaffirms that if you say you're going to do something, you will do it, even if it's not the best case scenario. You can sit there and say, well, no, I want to do 100% of it all the time, no matter how I'm feeling. That's what discipline should mean. And if you really want to try that, that's fine. I know that's what a lot of people suggest, but we aren't built to function that way, and you will crash and burn. Everyone has their own natural rhythm. Some people work best with steady, consistent effort, lots of little minimum viable actions put together. Or some people like bursts of energy and then breaking in between, still both accomplishing the same thing, just functioning differently. Your goals should fit where you are right now, not where you want to be, so that you can become the ideal version of yourself, who you want to be. If you notice your energy dipping, take stock of what's going on and say, okay, well, what do I need right now? Whether that's slowing down, taking a really quick break, getting dopamine from something, not your phone, but like going outside or petting an animal. Maybe you need to ask for help or adjust the goal, but whatever you need to do to stay true to yourself in terms of I'm still going to do what I said I was going to do, while also honoring your natural rhythm and where you are right now. There is a version of you out there somewhere who is so in tune with all of these things that they can set perfect goals for exactly where they want to be, and they're going to follow through with them no matter what. But I'm sorry to break it to you, if you're here right now, you're not there. And that's fine, but you can't pretend you are. If you've been stuck in this cycle of setting goals that leave you feeling unfulfilled and unworthy and overwhelmed, I want to invite you to take the next step. I offer a personalized coaching program that helps you rebuild motivation from the inside out. Set goals that honor your limits and what really matters to you, not what you think should matter to you, and create lasting change without guilt or burnout. If you're ready to feel confident, clear, and supported as you move toward what matters most to you, then I'd love to talk with you. Click the link in the description to book a free, low-pressure discovery call with me. We'll explore what this challenge looks like for you on the day-to-day and on the big scale, and to see if my program, the Intrinsic North Star, is right for you. You don't have to do this alone. I'm here to support you every step of the way, and so are all of my clients who know exactly what you're going through and who are also committed to changing. Remember that your goals can be a source of motivation and inspiration and joy, not stress and shame. And as always, stay in this corner of the internet as long as you need.